Hey guys, Davison here. I have no idea if anybody's going to be up this early, but I am early birdie in the park, and the only people that are here are with their dogs. It's Saturday morning. I don't anticipate a lot of you will be up unless you're in Europe, in which case it's later in the day, so it makes sense that you're around. But my North Americans, I think, are probably still sleeping. I am actually very hungry right now. All I've had today is a boost. I've already walked like 2,000 or 3,000 steps. I ate like a pig yesterday. Do you want me to list what I ate? Because there's nobody here, so I might as well. So yesterday I had 2 pieces of toast with like an ounce of butter, a Boost chocolate drink, chocolate, an ice cream cone, a pack of ramen, and an entire can of chicken soup mixed together, like a big can of chicken soup, fruit, more chocolate. Then I had an entire medium pizza for dinner. I had nacho chips and guacamole. I had 2 slices of cheese and crackers. I had more chocolate. My God, I had pepperoni slices. I went ham yesterday, and so, but I'm still freaking hungry this morning. Hello to the 3 people who are here. Say hello. It is very early. Oh, yes, I am. Well, I'm always up early, actually, Dr. Coconut. I spend my mornings in the park. I spend almost all day in the park. I just don't go live usually until the afternoon. And today was really cold this morning. Hi, Bradley. How are you? Thank you for liking my TikToks. I'm so hard on myself on TikTok lately because I haven't been wearing makeup. I haven't been doing my hair. I haven't been making more complicated videos because, I'm still recovering, but, I'm still trying and I still have that desire. I'm like, I want to hit 100,000 there so bad, but I know I need to kind of hold myself to higher standards. So I appreciate your likes there. But anyhow, yes, I've been eating like a mofo, but I guess I need it because I've been doing so much exercise. So no problem. It's good to see the comedy. Yeah, I've actually had some TikToks get taken down, partially because some of them were the original videos, not my video, were community guidelines violations. So then they take down my duets. Oh my God, duets. If the original video gets a strike, even if my content is fine. So that's kind of a bummer because I've lost some content. But yeah, I mean, I'm having fun. I know eating's healthy. It's just like, I like it when I'm skinnier. I feel like my face looks better when it's thinner. I mean, this is kind of a distorted view of my face because you guys are like, got the full camera distortion. I know. I mean, I've never enjoyed food as much as I've enjoyed it recently. I didn't used to be a big eater. I was eating very low carb, higher fat, and it was great for me before I got sick. I rarely got hungry. It was very anti-inflammatory. I mean, it didn't stop me from getting sick, but I feel like it kept my insulin levels low. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I also drank a lot of juice yesterday too. I'm back to drinking juice, which is I had stopped doing. I'm really enjoying carbs and food and just eating anything and everything. I mean, I had an ice cream cone yesterday and I never eat ice cream. So anyhow, I guess I should it's part of my healing process. People are saying my face looks healthier. My eyes look less sunken. So maybe I should just eat as I want to eat right now and then get back to my lower carb diet once I'm fully recovered. Yeah, you're right. Your body might want more energy to recover faster. That's right. Hi to the fourth person who's here. We are up early this morning. No, we are always up early. What am I saying? I'm broadcasting early this morning because I'm lonely and there's literally nobody fucking here in the park. I should bring my tripod. I only have my lame little unicorn tripod. I was like, I should run around and go down the slide for you guys. Get some more interactivity going. So, it's nice to see you smiling again. Thank you, Daniel. It's nice to see you here. Whoa, I just almost got hit by a bee. So Bradley says TikTok's the next victim of overactive censoring. That's right. Trump made an executive order to ban TikTok from the App Store unless it's sold to an American company because he's worried about the data privacy issues and China acquiring sensitive American data and then using that to, take over America. I think it's unjustified. I think there's a little bit of racism and resentment involved in his decision. Should we globally be super suspicious of China? I don't think so. They need us as their clients. I know big data controls the masses. Advertising controls the masses. Whatever personal info we give, can then be distilled back to what is reflected back to us, which then shapes our identities and controls who we are, right? But I don't think that China's doing that, but maybe I'm naive. I don't know. I just wish TikTok paid Canadian creators, because right now they only pay American creators. The TikTok thing is retribution for the whole reserve ticket things at his rally. I think so. Oh, hi. My favorite fruit is really high in protein, if you know what I mean, says Mr. Bitchy. Hi, Mr. Bitchy. Yes, I know what you mean. That's not food, unless I have a dirty mind. So you like salmon? I don't think China owns us financially, because China requires us as clients. I think we're interdependent with China. Stephen Salmon hasn't been here recently. Where's Sammy been? Oh, let's walk. Ugh, I'm tired of sitting. I actually have gloves on. I could see my breath this morning, so it is getting cold. Oh, is that Simba? Oh, is that Simba again? Yeah, Simba's back in the park. Simba's always here. You guys remember Simba the corgi. Man, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to go back inside to eat. This sucks. Ruth Ginsburg died, unfortunately, yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard. That sucks. That's a big loss for liberalism in the United States. So Daniel says Pokemon was more of a security risk than TikTok. But isn't Pokemon Go owned by Google? Kids on military bases walking around with cameras on everything. You like catfish and tilapia. I don't think I've ever had catfish. I've definitely had tilapia. It's okay. Tilapia is good when it's crusted with stuff. Oh, there we go. Here we got a little camera. There we go. We got a little solar flare. Hit the like button if you're here. Man, I'm stiff. How is everyone? Good morning. We are in the park. I thought I would hang out with y'all. Oh yeah, very, very interesting solar flare. You can see the little blue dot down there. We were talking about our favorite fishes to eat. I didn't used to like tuna, but I do like a good, seared tuna, or tuna in my poke bowl. I like salmon. Cod, the white fishes are kind of lame. You really need to season them. I guess if you're in the mood for something really neutral, white fish is okay, but definitely salmon and tuna are up there. What else is there? I'm not very familiar with fish. I'm not very adventurous. I mean, I've eaten all kinds of sushi, but I fail to remember the exact kinds. Catfish is fantastic if seasoned right and breaded with cornmeal. It sounds good. How stiff are you? Is that like a title? That looks like a title to a video. Why did you use all the capitalization? I don't know. I'm stiff whenever I sit for too long. On my phone, I don't move much and my body gets stiff. But my body gets stiff a little more than it used to because of the drug that I was on. It's gradually wearing off, but it's annoying because I used to be a lot more limber than I am right now, but it is coming back, albeit slower than I'd like. Isn't fish good for your brain? Yes, it is. Omega-3s. I think what I'll eat when I go back inside. I'm craving eggs. I'll have some scrambled eggs with butter. That sounds delicious to me right now. Do you ever go to the sauna? I do not. The stiffness might be lactic acid in your muscles sweated out. Yeah, well, one of the things that this drug withdrawal has caused is that I get nighttime nausea and sweating. So I had a bit of sweating last night, and it's crazy that 16 days after I haven't taken a single, dose, that I'm still getting withdrawal effects at night. I mean, I'm wildly improved, but those drugs are horrible. Like, I was sitting there before thinking, like, man, like, someone does need to make a video about the dangers of antipsychotics and neuroleptics and how much they harm people, and that nobody's talking about it. Like, there is some awareness now as to how harmful benzodiazepines are, but I think there's limited social knowledge of the dangers of antipsychotics. And now antipsychotics are being prescribed to a lot of people who are simply not psychotic, like myself, for sleep, for anxiety disorders, for bipolar disorder. And it's seriously damaging people's bodies. They affect every single nerve in your body. They mess you up. They slow you down cognitively. They create an imbalance in like essential mineral transmission, transmitters like sodium. They fuck up your sodium gates, your potassium, your magnesium levels. They're just awful. And like, I didn't have a choice whether or not to go on them. And, you know, I was educated enough to immediately go off of them because I never needed them. You know, as we all know, I was unfortunately misdiagnosed. So, but yeah, I should be making more videos about them, because like, I see the olanzapine video that I made. I've gotten so many responses of people who desperately want to go off the drugs or are suffering while taking the drugs. And there's not, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people who take neuroleptics that aren't taking them for sleep or anxiety. You know, they're a very vulnerable population who might not mentally be able to advocate for themselves. And I feel like I still should occupy that role a little bit, because I'm well-spoken and I am well enough mentally that I don't need to be taking them. But I feel like I could help the population avoid, you know, help more raise awareness that these drugs really should be last resort drugs. They're overprescribed. They're forced on people whenever they're hospitalized in mental facilities. It's brutal, and they shouldn't be on the market. Wow, I lost a lot of people. Can you guys tell what I'm doing? I'm literally walking. I do this to relax. I walk on the concrete line around the playground. It's like my way of like practicing my balance. I lost people. Where did you all go? Am I being boring? I mean, I'm talking about neuroleptics. I don't think everybody wants to hear about that. But I have to make some separate videos about it, because the olanzapine video is doing really well. Well, puppy. The food talk cries and diet. Oh, you're on a diet again? Yeah, so back to the sauna. No, I mean, I think a lot of the saunas here have closed because of COVID. Maybe they've reopened. Like, I've been to the water spa several times where, you know, there's like the hot tub and then there's the cold tub. And they have saunas there. It smells like pot. Somebody's smoking a joint. Saturday morning joint. Oh, okay, Bradley's gone. So got to go. Just want to say hi, wish you speedy recovery and send you love. Have a great stream. Thank you, you too. Hi, Mike. Good evening. Glad to see you feeling better. Yeah, I am. I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. We are walking and talking because I was getting stiff while sitting. It's cold. I was lonely. I felt I needed some social interaction, so I was like, let's go live. Let's hang out with the boys. And I look forward to making my old awesome content again soon. Okay, so you're very articulate and should make a video on it. By the way, the dude by the tree is wondering what you're doing walking like that. Oh, could you see the dude? Yeah, well, they're like, why is she talking to her phone? But I think people can figure it out now. Like, obviously I'm not like fucking talking to myself. There's obviously like a reason. Here, you can see can you see my shadow? This is what I look like when I live stream. Just walking and talking. I still am shuffling too much. I want my gait is sometimes normal, like meaning like the way that I walk, but sometimes it's still a bit of that like shuffling, stiff gait, and I want that to stop, but it's not going to stop till my nerves recover. Oh, bump shadow. Wow, this is thrilling for you guys, really? That's all that it takes? There we go. My legs are looking really long. So Mr. Bitchy says, I'm always dieting. I don't eat anything. When I feel like I'm going to pass out, I eat a cube of cheese. How much do you weigh, if you don't mind me asking, and how tall are you? I'm definitely not overweight at this point, but I weigh more than I did before I got sick, but only by about 5 pounds. So that's not really, it's not that much. Oh my God. This is an arm workout, my friends. I don't got no selfie stick. Just got my arm held up. You're simple people. Excuse me, a lady never tells. That's funny. Well, if you're dieting, always dieting, that implies that you're overweight. But if you're only eating a single piece of cheese, then how are you maintaining your overweight status? Because it's definitely being overweight is maintained by what we eat or don't eat and how we move or don't move. Oh, man. Streamer size. That's what this is. When you do in real life streaming, it's like moving and chatting at the same time. Maybe this is good for my brain because I'm focused on 2 things at once. Walking, talking, streaming, thinking out loud. Okay. My goal is to be able to skid through the cell bars when I get arrested. Are you anorexic then? That's not good. You don't need to be super skinny. I'm sure you're lovely as you are. I know it's a look to be very, very thin, but it's not necessarily a healthy goal to have. Oh. Brr. Guys, it's cold. I gotta maybe I should, if I put this glove on, then I can't scroll through your comments. Hi to the 5th person who joined us. We are live early morning, Saturday morning in the park. Mike, do you have any other comments? I feel like, oh, there we go. I haven't paid enough attention to you. All these years, you have no idea how I look. No, I don't. I don't have any idea how any of you look. I have these weird, rough mental estimates, but I don't know what John looks like. I do know what Efrain looks like. He's probably like the only one. The rest of you should send me pictures. Oh, and now I know what Future MD looks like because he DM'd me a picture of himself on Instagram. So Mike says, bedtime for me in Australia. Oh, good night. But I'm glad to see you're feeling better. I was worried as per everyone else a few months ago with your other videos. Yeah, well, I almost died. So you were right to worry. But now, miraculously, I am recovering. I owe it to going off terrible drugs, just being lucky enough to heal, taking azithromycin. I think that massively helped my recovery. I think I probably should have been on azithromycin a very long time ago. And the supplements I'm taking, which are turmeric, lion's mane mushroom, which is great for your brain. What else am I taking? Iron, vitamin C and D. And I'm now taking peppermint oil to help with my intestines because they're still being a little bit overreactive or overactive, I should say. So, well, recovery is always a good step. It is. And I will eventually get back to higher quality content because I can't handle the fact that I'm not holding myself to as high of standards as I used to. I want to be professional and respected and successful. Like I see a lot of people that I know blowing past me and it's like, why am I always lagging? I don't want to lag. I want to be thriving. But I mean, I should just be happy I'm recovering, right? Thank you, Mike. That's very sweet of you. I look like the love child of Winston Churchill and Lady Gaga. That's confusing. Mr. Bitchy says Mr. Bitchy says I'm a buffed up, muscular Asian man. Oh, cool. Mike says, I'll post a comment on your post and you can see me and my dog. Thank you. I would appreciate it. I guess I do know what some of the people who've paid for my private Instagram look like. I don't follow that many of their accounts, but I've seen pictures of them here and there. Hi. If you just joined me, good morning. It is morning in Canada. The sun is at my back. Most people just go AWOL and stop posting and leave everyone guessing what's going on. So thank you for keeping us up to date. Well, I did go AWOL for a while, but once I was able to start broadcasting again, I did. And for a while, like you guys maybe don't know this, I think I've mentioned it before, but like anything that I used to enjoy or enjoy now that comprised the dominant part of my personality, because that part of my brain was damaged or inflamed, I had physical pain when I would try to do those things or think of those things. So like I would experience happiness like a form of agitation. I couldn't stomach making videos. I couldn't stomach watching videos. It was so bizarre the way my mind was not working properly. And it only came back at the end of July, wherein I could stomach watching TikToks again, making videos again, broadcasting again. It was like I drew a diagram before, like here's my whole brain, and there was like this cleave in my brain that had painfully cut me off from half my personality and all my preferences and made it painful to access those things. So weird, but that's gone away. Thank the fucking Lord. And I can laugh and smile and feel pleasure again and not feel agitated beyond a small, like sometimes I feel a little weirdly overstimulated, but it's less and less as the days pass. So the drugs made having will or intent painful? No, it wasn't the drugs. I was feeling that way before I even started on them. I gradually lost more and more my personality from January onward, and then right when I went on the drugs I never should have been on, I barely felt like myself. I felt like Davison was dead. I no longer identified as Davison. I would look at my old, Patreon content and be like, is that even me? So weird. I was like anhedonic and depersonalized, and I could only sleep like 2 hours a night. And I would toss and turn, and my palms would sweat and my feet would sweat. I would hypersalivate. It was just, the drugs then made it, of course, worse. But I also got worse. Hi, Jeffreen. I still have to make a video explaining the entire process of kind of effectively losing my personality and my mind and my ability to sleep and my bodily functions, and then just, bouncing back to almost normal. I feel like I'm closer to maybe I'm closer to 90% now versus before I felt like I was at 85. But then sometimes I feel like I'm only at 75 or 80%. And when I tried to explain that to a neurologist, he's like, well, that's high. I'm like, no. When I say I'm missing 15% of your normalcy is actually quite significant. Hi, Andor. It's been a long time. What's up? Are you enjoying this Saturday morning? How's Efrain? What time are we now? Are we 9 a.m.? Are we even? Oh, we're almost 9 a.m. Here, are we gonna put you down for a second? Cue Indigo girls closer to fine backing track. Yeah. Oh, can I do this? Oh, you don't see the playground, I don't think. No. This is what I look like today. My back hurts. You're okay? You finally got some sleep? That's good. What made the difference in terms of the sleep? You guys can't see me go. I really want to go down the slide, but I also do not want to hurt myself because that would suck. I'm tired still. I wish I would have slept more. It's 8:53 Saturday night. Overnight construction work in front of my house. Oh my God, that's legal where you live? That's not legal where I live. Although where I live, they sometimes rudely start construction at 6:45 in the morning. They have to stop construction, I believe, by 6 p.m. in Montreal, except for if it's road work they do overnight, but that's generally not in residential areas. I don't even know if Max is up yet, because he's got to be the one that makes me the eggs unless I microwave the eggs. It was road work. Oh, okay. That sucks. Do you own a house, or do you live in an apartment building? Wait, I should know this because I have your address. You must live in a house. Hi, Ahmad Tendra. Nice to see you. I hope you're having a good day. I'm currently live streaming in the park. Been going for 25 minutes. I'm hungry. I'm a little bit tired. I feel like now I've walked like 4,000 or 5,000 steps, so I'm going to be doing another probably 15,000 step day. We are chilling. Should I go down the slide, guys? I feel like I should. I want to. But can you see this? How do we get it so that you can see the slide and that this phone doesn't fall? Yeah, I do an insane amount of steps lately. Oh, that's so, I can't barely see because of the sun. No, why won't it show the slide? There we go. Let me look. Okay, we can see the slide. If I were to go down it. Let's go down the slide. Let's put my purse down. How do I safely get up here? Gotta put my gloves down. Man, I'm afraid. I feel like it's a bad idea. Hold on, let's just do this. There we go. You can barely see it anyways. I didn't want to climb up and like hurt myself. In your video on your illness and repercussions, it would be interesting to interview Max if he would agree. Well, of course he would agree. He said I was like Rain Man at a certain point. All I could do was like I was afraid of going to the bathroom, that I would do something crazy. I wouldn't leave my bed. I'd stopped eating as much. I lost like 20 pounds. I was caught in this nightmare state, and it seems so weird now because like I'm just not in that state anymore. So it's hard for me to like bring myself back there, but it was terrible. And if anything, my brain wants to forget what happened. I don't want to put myself back in that state. Not that I think I voluntarily can, because something was profoundly wrong with my brain. Some kind of weird inflammation. And now we're almost normal again. Yeah, I'm afraid to climb up the playground right now. I don't think it's a good idea because there's not very many people around, and I'm still stiff. And it's been a while since I'll go on like the part of the playground that's like a little railing I can balance on, but climbing up just seems a little bit more dangerous than I normally would have perceived it to be. I don't want to fall off that. Maybe I should practice though. It'd probably be good for me. I just got to move forward and never look back. Yeah, well, I think that I should, like, I was going to write a book about this whole experience, and I definitely need to make a video about it for my main channel. But I don't want to ever think back about what happened this year, because hopefully it's the worst thing I'll ever have to go through in my life, and I'll never have to go through something like this again. Losing your mind is torture. It's worse than I had said numerous times. I would rather have broken both my legs. Knock on wood, I do not want that to happen, but I would rather have broken both my legs and gone through what I went through, because it's an invisible illness. So the doctors can kind of only go by what you tell them. And even when I was having seizures, they weren't taking it seriously. Even when my face was dystonic, some of them were being like blaming me for it. Fuck you guys. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck? Nobody fucking gets myoclonic jerks and like has seizures and it just is just like putting it on. Like, just the incompetence of the fucking medical system that I endured. The cruelty. Horrible. But yeah, I would rather have broken both my legs, because then you're in pain, but then like pain is so much more manageable than mental confusion and involuntary movements and trying to explain and articulate to people like, I don't feel normal, but they had no frame of reference. I'm like, I am not myself. And they're like, well, you seem like you're speaking fine. It's like, okay, yes, I can speak, but I'm not processing reality properly. And they didn't get it. And I'm like, and it is clearly due to something wrong with my brain, not because I have mental fucking illness, you know, and none of my scans were normal, and they kept that information from me. How dare they? How dare they keep critical information? The fact that my fucking scans always showed abnormalities. Fuck you guys. They deserve to be sued. But I figured out that the serotonin I was on was making me worse, so I went off of it, and that I didn't need to be on the fucking drug that I was on. And thank God I took care of myself, because they fucking weren't. They were not taking care of me. Yep, that's exactly it, Mike. But I'm out of that hell, and I hope I never return there, ever. And my whole life is focused on healing and enjoyment, so that hopefully I never, ever, ever, ever go back to that state. It would have been a fascinating documentary to have a camera on me the entire time of what I went through. Hi to the 8th person who joined me. I am tempting fate by sitting in direct sunlight, by the way. Even though I got new sunscreen, which is much better than the other stuff I had, I feel that I am tempting a burn yet again. But sun is very good for you. Sun is very healing, and most people are woefully deprived of it because they have desk jobs, and it's very easy to spend your life inside and never force yourself outside. But then once you get outside, man, it's fun. It's liberation. Although I feel sorry for people in California right now who have to deal with all the fires. And in Australia right now, is it abnormally hot, or? Say hi if you're here. Hit the like button if you're here. Good morning. I hope you're feeling well this Saturday morning. We are in the park hanging out. I just half-assedly went down the slide. I could swing. You guys want? Oh, cold snap, really? What does cold mean in Australia? If you look up, you can see smoke. Where, in California? Or I know you can see smoke also in Vancouver. Should be spring, but it's been raining and hailing. Oh, weird. Thank you for leaving comments on my recent live streams, Wall Street. You said that this is cinema verite, so it's okay. Really? There's no smoke. Where's the smoke? Look, I don't see. Is that smoke? That looks like clouds to me. Looks like nothing but blue skies. Yeah, cold for Australia is not like Canada cold, maybe 13. Yeah, that's about the temperature it is right now. I think it's going up to 13 today. In the sun, it feels quite warm. Warm being warm for a Canadian, not warm for an Australian. My CSF is dripping. I'm supposed to be collecting my CSF into a container I have, which is in my fridge. So anything that drips from my nose, I'm going to collect it, and they're going to test it to see if it is CSF, because they should repair the leak at this point if it is. It was detected over New York State. Wow. Well, of course, the air blows this way, so we are going to get it eventually. Scene from court where Davison sues the doctor's doctor lawyer. In her defense, we must point out she paid $10K for air. Oh, well, that's funny. Well, I didn't. That was I made a decision to invest in a social media project. And there were things that were promised to me, like there was supposed to be an after party. There was supposed to be a booklet of the works of art. There was supposed to be a plaque. They didn't send me any of those things. They can claim what they want of me mentally, but I always maintain to them, they gaslit me. I was like, there's something wrong with my brain. I am not insane. There's something wrong with my brain, which is making my brain malfunction. And I was fucking right. But try convincing the most evil psychiatrist in Montreal that, I shouldn't say that. But she is evil. Or no, I shouldn't say that. She is, maybe she believes she's not evil, but she hurts people more than she realizes. She's hurt a lot of people. She's probably hurt thousands of people, damaged them permanently. One of the worst developments of modern medicine is definitely psychiatric medication. It has hurt so many people. It has hurt far more people than it's helped. And it's holding psychiatry back. They should be looking into dietary therapies. They should be looking into light therapy. They should be looking into whether or not there's organic brain disease, because a lot of the time there's just organic brain disease. And they're just too fixated on these terrible fucking drugs to fix the issues. Do you have a blood pressure cuff? Yes, but I think my blood pressure is pretty normal. Of course, Daniel. Also, the moment wherein they did a retinal scan and I proved that I have fluid at the back of my right retina is when their whole pursuit of this being psychiatric should have stopped. They tried to tell me that I was insane and hallucinating the fact that my visual field was distorted. I fucking have fucking fluid at the back of my right fucking eye. Fuck you guys. And then they downplayed it. They're just awful, just awful. All of them, awful. Negligent. High on their own supply. Yeah, military seem to be the worst because once they get PTSD, they're given antipsychotics. And that's not what they need. They need therapy. And maybe like certain herbs can help calm them down, but the herbs are much safer than the psychiatric drugs, like taking valerian, or like I'm taking lion's mane mushroom or chamomile tea. These all have sedating and calming effects, but they're neuroprotective. They're not neurodestructive. You destroy a person by giving them antipsychotics. You destroy them. Like, I want these psychiatrists to be forced to take their own drugs for a fucking month or two. And that would fucking debilitate them. And they would never prescribe that shit ever again, except for in extreme fucking circumstances. Because there is a very small percentage of people that the drugs make their lives livable. But they are like 5 to 10%. The rest of the population destroys them. Anyhow, I'm getting too upset. I need to calm down. I don't want to talk about this too much longer because it's very upsetting to me. No, it's okay, Mike. You're not saying the wrong thing. I just know I feel myself getting a little bit riled up. Hello, Somniyang. So Wall Street says it's called decompression, return to base for 30 days before shipping home. Yeah. And mindfulness should be taught, and healing meditations and massage therapy and just caring for people. Caring for people makes such a huge difference in terms of their recovery. Oh, I've got a kid at the park. I am no longer alone. We have children that are showing up. I suppose because 9 a.m. is not an unreasonably early time. I was at the park unreasonably early. Yeah, because you go from such a high stress environment to nothing. Exactly. It's the contrast. And I mean, also, again, the whole concussive illnesses that soldiers can suffer if they're faced with post-blast injuries. What's that called again? Wherein you get a concussion from being around bombs that explode. Come on, there's a term for that, and I'm not thinking of it. What is it, guys? So Samang says, we put me on strong medication, benzos, and an antidepressant. They want my brain to be toxic. Well, what are you taking right now? You have the option to taper off. You go to the website survivingantidepressants.org, and they will teach you how to taper slowly. So you should taper no more than 10% every month if you can get away with it. I did a faster taper than that. I don't recommend that for everyone, but for me it was the right pace. You know, I tapered over a month, but I was not on them for very long. And I didn't take benzos. I purposely didn't take them because they're so addictive. Like I took some and I realized how enjoyable they feel, but then, you know, you feel hungover from the next day and it completely messes you up. So I was like, I am not taking this medication. I'm going to restore myself. Blast-induced neurotrauma. Ah, okay. See, a lot of people, concussion. Yeah, well, that's what I said before, concussive states. Because even if you're not, you know, directly in the blast radius, the force that you're exposed to, the noise will, it damages your brain. It gives you a concussion. Okay, I should go in the shade even though it's so nice in the sun because I'm going to burn. Hold on. Oh, it's so nice in the sun. It feels so good. Little girl saying she's cold. Okay, we'll move even though we are so comfortable right now. We are. I am. Oh, I'm so comfortable. I don't want to move out of the sun. I just don't want to burn. Oh. Is Simba still there in the park? Our little corgi friend? Oh yeah, a lot more people are showing up in the park now. So now I know Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. is when the action starts happening in this park. Give me a tip and I'll do what you want. I haven't been good at getting the tips lately. So Davison, are you better? Says two. Who said that? Redacted. Is your username literally redacted, or did you redact your username? That's funny if your username is redacted. Okay, where are we gonna sit? Everyone is out of bed and belly full of breakfast. I'm hungry. Don't say breakfast right now. I'm only on one 200 calorie boost, which I believe I have burnt through by now, because I've walked probably. Let's see how many steps I've walked. Hold on. It says I've only walked 3,000 steps, which is impossible. It feels like much more than that. But maybe I've been taking mini steps. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm much better than I was. I'm not perfect, but I'm at about 90%. I still have the CSF leak. I still have some issues sleeping. I still got, I had night sweats last night. I still sometimes get overly keyed up and have a little bit of involuntary movements, but I'm a lot better than I was. And every day I just, more and more of me, my expressiveness, my personality, it just comes back a little bit more and more, which is great. So thank you for asking. So here we go. Somnyang says, I did tape and told them it was maybe low brain chemicals, and they said I'm just depression and anxiety. Fuck them. The whole theory of neurochemical imbalance or neurotransmitter imbalance is a myth perpetuated by the pharmaceutical industry. We don't have oh my God, I'm hungry and I'm tired. Hold on. We don't have, what's the word I'm looking for? Why am my brain's not working right? The myth of the neurotransmitter imbalance. People do not have imbalanced neurotransmitters. They simply give drugs that modify neurotransmitters. They don't improve or fix anything. People don't lack serotonin if they're depressed. That's false. It's simply not true. They just force the brain into an altered state. And it sucks that people are like, oh, depression is a neurochemical imbalance. No, it's not. The brain, it always reaches homeostasis. In some rare circumstances, yes. Certain psychotic symptoms are exacerbated by too much dopamine, okay? Or supersensitivity to dopamine. But in most people's brains, if they were to analyze everyone's neurochemical balances, they would clearly see that it's a myth. And we're just giving people psychoactive drugs that have predictable effects. It's like giving, if you give someone acid, they're going to hallucinate. If you give someone an SSRI, it's naturally going to change the way that the electrical currents flow in the brain, the brain activity in such a way that anxiety is decreased. It's a shame. Oh, thank you. You gave me a tip. Thank you for the 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. I didn't. So you want me to eat? Okay, well, I will eat eggs. And hello to the 11 people who are here. Anybody else agree with me that the whole neurochemical imbalance or neurotransmitter imbalance is a large amount of bunk sold by the pharmaceutical industry? Hi, Green Dragon. $23 is probably 12 cartons of eggs. So I appreciate it. My gate and my gait isn't necessarily shuffling that much, although I am going to shuffle more if I have to hold the phone up while I walk and talk at the same time. Okay, guys, I think I've almost been live an hour and I'm literally getting low blood sugar. Green Dragon, do you have any questions before I go? I wish I had food here because I could keep streaming, but I am getting way too hungry.